But the difference is, what is the touch behind it? Who's swinging the hammer, so to speak? Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Connections in Cowlitz. I'm LaDonna Stacy.
And I'm Katie Keaton.
And we're connecting today with Josh Carter. He is the past president of Kelso Rotary, the chamber ambassador for the Kelso Longview Chamber of Commerce, and a current president of Longview Downtowners. He is also a surface support for Cowlitz Dive Rescue and Lower Columbia Professionals member. So welcome, Josh Carter.
Welcome, Josh Carter. Yeah, I gave LaDonna the pleasure of reading that list because I just really didn't want to. It was such a mouthful, but we're so happy to have you here.
I'm sorry, Katie. I didn't anticipate how difficult my intro would be. I'll take some things off.
Well, we're not even going to be able to make that a clip because it's too long to clip it.
Yeah, it's way too long.
Not only is Josh a volunteer extraordinaire, I would say from that list, but he is also a business owner, newly founded business as well, which is Carter Venture Solutions. So as you can tell, we have a lot to talk about today, and we're just going to jump right into it.
You guys make me feel like $1 million already. Let's do this.
You are $1 million, Josh.
Thanks, Katie.
You are $1,001,000 with inflation, you know.
Yeah.
$2 million.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So honestly, the list is long. What would you like to start with?
Well, let's start with volunteer stuff, like always. Mm-hmm. That always comes first. So there's a couple things going on. Maybe we could do some like calls to action on those. And then we can talk about Carter Venture Solutions, which is what is consuming my life right now. There is one thing missing that's my most important job, though, which is that I'm somebody's dad. I'm Noah's dad. So make sure that makes the list, too.
Noah's dad.
That's my favorite of all the jobs.
We'll put that at the top.
Yeah.
Well, as the day we're recording this, it is Halloween. You guys won't see it for a little bit, but, you know, I think we're all in parenting mode because it's okay, today's Halloween. We got lots of stuff to do.
Okay, so speaking of Halloween, what are your kids?
Oh, gosh, don't even get me started, first of all, because my son has changed his mind 3 times. So I honestly don't know what he went to school in today because I was at my LaTip meeting this morning, so I'm not quite sure what he ended up with.
Oh, boy.
We went from Jedi to Bob Ross, which was like a hard left
that's
turn.
a hard left.
Well, I mean, their philosophies are similar. Jedis are about peace and love, and so is Bob Ross. The difference is really just hairstyle and weapon of choice. Bob Ross has a paintbrush, and you know.
I could see a Jedi with that hairstyle as well, so I'm not going to discount it. You know, maybe some of the planets have really high humidity.
That's possible. Mace Windu anyway, we're going to get far into Star Wars.
Okay, so I don't know anything about Star Wars, so we can't go very far.
We won't go that far, but anyway, so potentially Bob Ross, that's what I think he landed with. And then Hannah is a zombie football player.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm. Also kind of an interesting choice, bold strategy, but it's cute. So what about Noah?
Noah is Naruto, and on his morning charge into the school, with of course no weapon because they don't allow the plastic swords, right? He biffed it and scratched his glasses and like ripped up his nose.
Was he doing the?
Yeah, he was full on charging. But he's fine, and he dusted it off and is not gonna let it ruin his day. So
that's good.
Boy.
Okay, good.
That's good.
We're
exciting start to the morning.
Well, and this morning
Halloween choice.
He goes, my headband is itchy, and so I had to fashion some internal. It was a whole thing this morning. We had the workshop.
Parenting.
In full swing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Editing this.
And Landon.
I love this. So Maddie is my oldest, and she is a devil, and her best friend is an angel. So super cute.
Okay.
Very on brand for them.
Yeah.
And my son is a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, cute.
So years ago, I was given like this giant orange inflatable suit as a gag gift, and which is a story for another day. But Landon has like latched onto this thing as something he just loves to be in. He like dances around the house in it. It's hilarious. So last year he asked me if I could make him into a jack-o'-lantern, and I was like, and I got out the orange suit and I was like, okay, but it's gonna forever alter the orange suit, and I like spray adhesive some black felt onto it, so it had a jack-o'-lantern face, and so
it's really well done. Looks good.
Yeah, so we put his backpack on and then inflated him today.
Oh, there you go. Honestly, weighing him down too, just in case there's like a big gust of wind.
Yeah.
Backpack to
like the kid
hold him
from
to
Up
the
before you know
ground.
it.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's definitely a whole thing.
Okay, so like I said, today we are on Halloween. We are in Halloween. You're probably a week out watching, but so Josh, keep that in mind as you're giving us a rundown of current events where we have a little bit of a lag, but we're pretty good.
We do.
Okay.
So tell us about your volunteering.
Yeah.
So Kelso Rotary is obviously an organization. Well, Rotary in general is an organization founded to help fight polio. I'm not if we didn't know that. So you guys probably.
I did.
You knew that because you're in Rotary.
I'm in Rotary.
I'm not in Rotary, shockingly.
That's how I met. That's one of the ways I really came to know you is through Rotary. So anyway, that's how it was founded, and they've done a great job. Rotary International has done a great job of mostly eradicating polio, which is a really cool thing.
Yeah.
But locally, Kelso Rotary is focused on helping children and families as kind of part of the primary goal because children and families are, if you invest in those things, they tend to develop into community-wide advantages later, right? So if you have robust and really great education, then you grow really great. It's like you're growing trees, right? So let's water the seeds rather than clipping the limbs later. You know what I'm saying?
Totally true. Love an analogy.
Yeah. So thanks. So that's right now. Kelso Rotary has a couple things going on. The big one was last year during my presidency. It also happened to be the centennial year of Kelso Rotary, which is cool.
Okay.
Who let me be the centennial president? Like what?
There's just centennials all over the place.
Yeah.
So centennial year of Kelso Rotary. Okay. Longview centennial,
Longview,
of course, this year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so my attitude was like, we need to do it big because we're like setting the stage for centennials for all of the area Rotary clubs because Kelso turned 100 first.
Okay. Yeah, because we fostered the rest of the groups in.
Yeah. Like Longview Noon was chartered by Rotary and by Kelso. So I was like, what are we going to do? And the group was like, we should have a get together. And I was like, bigger. And they were like, we should have a gala. And I was like, bigger. And they were like, we should have a important speaker. And I was like, bigger. And so finally, after a long, strenuous board meeting, we agreed to raise $100,000 for South Kelso's first fully compliant ADA park.
Okay.
Right now, Lads and Lassies Park is over kind of like on Walnut, I think, in South Kelso. And it's, let's just say, like, has a lot to be desired there. Mm-hmm. I don't really love...
It has a great name, at least.
It does have a great name.
It does have a great name, but it is so outdated that the city can no longer replace the parts. They're replacing them with, like, plywood and things, which is obviously non-compliant, which we need to replace the
Not
park.
something you want at your park.
Right.
So we're building the ADA park in partnership with the city of Kelso. And actually, LaDonna and Keenan Harvey were the two driving forces at the city that made it happen. Like LaDonna brought the power behind it, which was really valuable to us as a nonprofit because it's not always easy to get those kind of commitments and that kind of like information even about the process. So they made it really easy, and we're on our way. So the way that first call to action is the way that you can support the ADA park is really fun. So. Every year, Kelso Rotary hosts Rotary Lights in the Park. You guys have been, right? Mm-hmm. It's awesome. You drive through. All of those displays are now being made in Kelso.
Okay.
So they're being made locally, and so businesses can actually sponsor a light display. You put your logo in front of it under a lit sign, and then you're supporting directly that and the Dolly Parton Imagination Library through Kelso Rotary. So that's my plug for Kelso Rotary right now is
Go Kelso
buy a sponsorship
Rotary.
Yes.
to Rotary Lights.
Wayne is going to need to, like, design a camera one so that he can, or a microphone so that he can support Kelso Rotary.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. That'd be so cute, Wayne.
Podcast.
That'd be great. Like a little, you could do a little reindeer singing into a microphone of lights.
Oh, that'd be super cute.
Yeah, we're giving him, elf singing into a microphone.
I think you should just stand out there with a boom mic the whole time.
Yeah.
This is still as any sound guy could be.
Okay, so that's our call to action for Kelso Rotary. That's awesome. I mean, we could probably have a whole episode about the ADA park.
Absolutely.
But that's what's so nice about having a guest on that does so much is we're going to give you a taste of a lot of different stuff. So, moving on.
Kelso Longview Chamber of Commerce. The Kelso Longview Chamber of Commerce, the couple things you should watch out for with them, especially if you're a startup or even if you're a deep in it existing business owner, is their small business boot camps are super valuable. I've taken all of them they've had on each topic so far. It's like free college. Like you get to go hear from people that have like decades and decades of experience doing something, and then kind of take their knowledge and put it into your knowledge bank. So, and then also the business after hours.
Yes.
Go work the room. If you don't know how to work the room, show up and find me, and I'll introduce you to somebody that is relevant to your business. Like, oh, I do carpet cleaning. It's like, oh, well, this guy over here has like 10,000 square feet of carpet. Like, I got you.
Well, and so, okay, we might be getting a little bit into the weeds for our viewers because Josh is a Kelso Longview Chamber Ambassador. I, in the past, have been a Kelso Longview Chamber Ambassador. LaDonna has been a part of the chamber. She has been on different chamber boards and involved in all those things. But some of you who maybe have no idea what the chamber does, it is a great way if you are a small business, if you're starting up, even if you're a medium business, but honestly, medium businesses are like 500 people.
Yeah, it's mostly local businesses, but I have seen that like U.S. Bank has joined some of the larger companies. I believe Nippon is a chamber member.
Yeah, but it's a place for you to get together and to network and to help build your business, to meet more people, and honestly, to hear about all of these amazing volunteer opportunities, these ways to get involved and to really help, which I think a lot of people don't. Like maybe they have the heart for volunteer, but they don't know how to get involved. Yeah. So a great, honestly, place to start if you are a business owner is to join the Kelso Longview Chamber. Come to a business after hours, meet all these people, find Josh, myself, LaDonna. Yes. And we'll hook you up with the people you need to know.
Introduce you to people.
And they're fun.
Yeah.
They are fun.
And there's usually beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's almost always
food, which I love.
There's always food.
Yeah, there's usually very good food at these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Kelso Longview Chamber of Commerce, actually, like when I first joined, they asked me to write an article for them. And when I first joined back in 2017, the real thing that I wanted people to realize is like networking, like we used the tree analogy a minute ago, and networking is kind of like growing your own trees. And so eventually your relationships mature, and then you have a whole lot of shade to stand under.
There you go.
You have a whole orchard.
You have a whole orchard.
And who knows? Maybe you have some plums. Maybe you have a pear tree.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe you have a Bing cherry tree, Rainier, I guess. My cousin has a Rainier cherry tree, and it's very good. So, you know what? You foster those relationships, and you're going to have so many fruits.
This is a perfect segue to our next topic, right?
That's what we do
Longview
here.
Downtowners.
Yes,
because
Longview Downtowners.
Every week, Longview Downtowners has the farmers market now in downtown. Do you guys know about the Downtowners?
Yes,
of course
I do.
We know about the Downtowners.
Of course we do.
Of course
listen,
we know.
The Downtowners is currently championing Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, where hopefully you will storm with the same vigor that you would use in a big box store. You will storm downtown with all of your family.
Punch people in the face.
No, don't do that. Okay, less vigor. Less vigor.
Go like this with your shopping bag.
Slightly less vigor than you would use at Target.
You said as much vigor as I would normally
Well,
use.
you know what? If you're spending the same amount of money, like I would want you downtown. Downtown is working on some big things right now, including everybody wants to talk about parking. We're always working on parking.
Yes.
We're working on more outdoor seating for restaurants. We're working on more marketing, and we're working on an app for downtown that's actually going to connect everybody together, because that's what you guys are
That took me a second, honestly. He kept doing his face connect, and I was like, wait, what am I missing? Connect. Connection in Cowlitz.
That's the one.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, and this building is in downtown, so it's even more perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Well, so the Small Business Saturday, you're saying, is the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it is a perfect time to get those gifts. And, you know, this is now our 4th episode of our series, Connections in Cowlitz. Yeah. And I think every single guest we've had on, when we ask them, like, oh, what's your hidden gem of Cowlitz County, or what's your favorite thing? Everyone always references downtown and how they wish more people came to downtown, experienced downtown, and really participated in what we have going on down here. Yeah. So if you've been listening to the podcast and you're like, okay, why does everyone keep talking about downtown Longview? It's because it's actually pretty great. And if you haven't been down here for a while, check it out.
There's always a lot going on down here. I mean, from different markets going on in the lobby of the Merc to, I walked through there the other day and somebody was having, like, they were prepping for a wedding that was going to be hosted in the lobby of the Merc.
Yeah.
I thought it was wild.
I
was
love
just
that.
like, oh, interesting. Like, I've been to a couple of lobby weddings in downtown Portland because I'm closely linked to some of the building owners and managers. And
She's
things like
closely linked.
I have some family members.
She's connected.
So I've been to a couple of weddings downtown Portland, building lobbies, things like that, but never here. And it was so cute, and
Well,
and it
didn't
was getting
the
very
Merc
well set up.
just host the murder mystery dinner for Youth and Family Link?
Yes.
And
Yes, they
I'm actually
hosted that
bummed I
also.
didn't go to that, but because that sounds really fun. And I
Yes.
love a murder mystery party.
I've
They're so
actually
fun.
never gone to
Whoa,
one.
whoa,
I
whoa, time out, you
fantasize about
haven't?
them all the time.
Oh, they're so
fantasize
good.
I sit
I
around
love
all the
them
time
too.
like,
I love them.
I want to just go to one
Except
of these
it makes me
things.
mad because I feel like I should be able to figure it out, and I can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, she's judging me, but
maybe
she hasn't
I
even
haven't been to
gone.
one, so I shouldn't be judging. But
Yeah, do not judge.
I would love
There's
to
a
get
lot
a
of
big
red
group of
herrings.
friends.
There are. Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah.
There's
I
a lot
would
of red herrings.
love to get a group of friends together and just go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they'll
we
be
should-
like, and Peter had an axe in his bag, and you're like, for sure he did it.
Yeah, he
No, he
did.
didn't. No, it wasn't him.
It wasn't Peter, unfortunately. Okay, so yes, get to downtown. That's the message of that. Plus, the downtowners. I used to go to those meetings, and they really are like so engaged in bringing so many awesome things here to Longview, and they've been doing a great job. Like the reason why our other guests have said, "Hey, go to downtown," is in huge part because of the Longview Downtowners.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Lindsay Cope built a really strong, great organization because before she started as president, we had like 3 or 4 members, and 2 of them were John Brickey's dogs. So like, I mean, it wasn't
A lot
looking
of
good.
input they must have.
And then Lindsay really built it up, gave it structure, took on a board of directors. Like her impact of setting up Downtowners is like really irreversible and forever.
Josh doesn't know this, but Lindsay's actually our guest slated for next episode.
She's great. I love Lindsay.
Yeah,
She's like,
I really love her.
if you're talking about connection, economic development
gosh.
is about as connected as it
I
gets.
just say she basically is in charge of Cowlitz County.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm working on with Downtowners right now is there's been a fair amount of like press that has been, I won't call anybody out specifically, but there's been a fair amount of press that is like negative for downtown, and which is crazy because downtown is full of like the best kind of people. We have super creative business owners and shopkeepers and services, and so recently to kind of counteract the sensational press, we're now doing a column in the Columbia River Reader called
Wandering Downtowner.
The Roaming Downtowner.
Oh, the roaming downtowner. Whoops.
Wandering,
close.
roaming, they're both great
you were
titles.
close.
Okay, so I write this article. I should know it.
Yes, yeah. LaDonna's one of our contributors.
Oh my gosh, that was such a nice plug from Josh to LaDonna. And then she messed up the name of her.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
It's funny. Also, it's one of
We'll
those
cut
things.
that out.
No, that was good.
No, do it
Roaming
again. No,
downtown.
I'll say you say roaming down. No. Yeah, so
downtown.
that is like basically the column is centered around in the Columbia River Reader around like someone spends a day downtown. What's it like? What'd you do? So
Our very own LaDonna, which we've been talking about. We need to do an episode where we just talk about
The things we
ourselves,
do.
each other.
Yeah.
But, okay,
I think
so-
we need to bring somebody on to interview us.
We'll have Josh come.
oh boy.
He today
Please welcome
already.
now, LaDonna Stacey.
Exactly. He'll be our announcer voice. Okay,
good.
so we've been hitting a lot of stuff. Is there more on the list? I'm staring over at it.
Yes. Surface support, Cowlitz Dive Rescue.
Yeah, Dive Rescue's message is simple: wear your life jacket so we don't have to recover you.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
edit.
you're welcome.
Yes.
Lower Columbia Professionals, if you want to have a great time with a bunch of party animals and raise money for student scholarships, then Lower Columbia Professionals is your spot. They have events.
Yes. And I say that's how
monthly.
Josh and I kind of got to know each other. I guess also Chamber Ambassadors, but Lower Columbia Professionals as well. And a few weeks ago we did karaoke, which was very fun. All 3 of us were
Yes.
I know you guys had to take off a little early, but I did a great rendition of Fergalicious.
I really wish I would have been there for
And
that. Like,
honestly,
that was, I
it was
really,
good.
I wanted to stay the whole night just to
Hit it,
see
Fergie.
you do that.
Exactly.
Can we get it right now?
You could, but I won't.
Hey, play the music.
I think that
For
calls for
delicious
at
death.
least one. think it calls for at least one drink.
Oh,
first.
I'll do it sober.
I'll do it sober.
Oh, you'll do it sober. Yeah, there's probably alcohol in this building.
I'm sure there is somewhere. Okay, so yes, Lower Columbia Professionals, another amazing group. We have Bunko on November 17th.
Ooh, Bunko, yes.
Yeah, Bunko, November 17th. And this group is associated with the Kelso Longview Chamber. Again, you do not need to be a chamber member to attend. Get registered for that because we only allow 80 people to play Bunko because, there's like tables and we can't just have it willy-nilly. So you need to get your tickets if you want to go to Bunko. It's a little dice rolling game. It's really fun.
I've actually never played.
The first time I ever played was last year at the event.
So fun.
Honestly, though, it's annoying because I'm extremely competitive and it's completely luck-based. It's just like you're rolling dice and whatever numbers you get, which was driving me crazy because I kept losing. But then they have a prize for, like, biggest loser, and I missed the prize for biggest loser by one person. So I'm like, I am truly the biggest loser.
Because I didn't win anything.
Right. I didn't even win the prize for biggest loser. So who's actually the biggest loser?
Yes.
November 17th. And like Josh said, all of the monies raised by the Lower Columbia Professionals goes to our local scholarship funds.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's over $100,000 that group has raised since its founding. Do you know that?
I didn't.
It was about $10,000 a year, and then Tadara and I were chairs. 3 years ago?
I think 3.
Before you were,
yeah,
just shortly before you were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that year the committee really came together and had nothing to do with us really. It just the rest of the committee came together, and now the earnings have jumped. I've noticed it used to be a little bit
we're about
each time.
20,000 for the last few years.
The last
It's
few years
awesome because there was a time
20,000.
where the Lower Columbia LCP was doing 10 a year. Mm-hmm. So the growth has been fun, but we need to bring back
inflation.
Listen, make this a clip. Kelso Longview Chamber of Commerce, bring back the Halloween party that we all love. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Spooktacular.
Next year we're doing Spooktacular, maybe.
All right, I did
Don't
my
hold
part.
me to that.
I did my part.
Katie, as our current president.
Yeah, hey,
LCP,
hold on. Let's turn this around. Katie,
it's a 2-year term. I'm done next year.
I'm done now. Okay. First of all, I believe it was a 1-year term until
It was a 1-year term for us.
Well, they told us it was a 2-year term.
Yeah, you got bamboozled.
Yeah. Good
I
for us.
also got
Okay.
bamboozled in this act because
She's
I'm
the treasurer.
for the second year in a row.
Wow,
2-year
you
term.
are a treasure. Yeah,
She
you
is
are.
a treasure.
Thank you.
She is a treasure.
And yeah, so you've had it now for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you could be president again next year.
I could.
And
Bring back
you
Spooktacular.
could bring back Spooktacular.
I could, but
I'll DJ
also
it for
I
you.
want to bring back karaoke again because I had a lot of fun at karaoke.
We could combine them.
Yeah, I think we could combine them.
That'd be fun.
Hey.
So everyone watch this back next year to see if we had Spooktacular.
There was a blood contract made during this podcast.
No blood has been shed.
No.
Okay. Honestly, though, you guys, I'm excited to hear about Josh's new business. Josh
Yes.
is very volunteer first, which I'm sure you've noticed. And, I said, where did you want to start? And he did not start with self-promotion of his business. He started with all of the awesome volunteer organizations that he is a part of. So
Absolutely.
claps for Josh. But now let's talk about you.
Okay.
Let's talk about your biz. Let's talk about Carter Venture
Tell us
Solutions.
what Carter Venture Solutions does.
Yeah, okay, I will. Carter Venture Solutions is essentially a problem-solving enterprise. So when people ask me, what do you guys do? The answer is very broad because what we do, like many great solutions in the world, is built around the needs of the specific business. So you may have a specific business that has a pipeline issue, which means they have great advertising and they have a great location and they have great products and they have great branding. But you go in there on Tuesday and that guy behind the counter is kind of a jerk, right? That's a pipeline problem.
That's a nice way of saying you have a bad employee.
Yeah,
Pipeline problem.
and you may not know it. It may be
Right.
that, or maybe we worked with a restaurant that had an issue. So I was spending time with their employees, and they said, "Yeah, we have to take out the trash." And so I observed this employee have to take out this huge trash can, and they had to do all this stuff to get it through the door, and then they had to wheel it out. It was like a whole thing. It was a whole production. I'm like, so wait, would you benefit from a smaller trash can? And the answer was yes. And so that one thing is going to quantify into 5 or 6 minutes. They do it twice a day. So 10 minutes a day, right, of time. You quantify that over the week. Think how much energy and money we've saved in labor because you're not over a trash can. What was that? $100 for a new wheelie trash can? So things like that are what consultants like us are useful for. Carter Venture Solutions right now has 5 employees. The primary focus of our business, however, because like it's the thing I love the most, is marketing. So a lot of people know me from K-Lo Cooking in the Blitz, really great radio stations here. So I still offer radio advertising, still can do copywriting and an agency, and can actually buy radio. Really, I could buy anywhere. So that's really useful for our consumers that for our businesses that love that product. It's like, cool, let's make sure that we have that. But the big new product that I think is relatively new and undeveloped in our community is digital marketing. So you have stuff like what we're doing now, like this video format where we're talking and we're conversing. This is such a rich way to get information, but how are we putting it directly in the hands of consumer? The same way that Adidas puts those shoes that you looked at that one time on your phone, like, then you get an email about it. It's like, how do you do that?
Those darn shoes.
Yeah.
They get me every time.
Like, have you ever experienced where you're like convinced your phone is listening to you?
Yes.
It's not.
Josh, it is.
It's not, Katie.
Okay, Katie is like
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm
going to debunk this for you.
First of all, I also used to work at the radio stations, and we did sell digital marketing, so I understand how digital marketing works. I understand the cookies. I understand the geofencing. I understand how it all works, Joshy.
I mean, well, listen, you're telling me your phone's listening. Katie, let me ask you a question.
Let me tell you the story, and let me ask you how to explain this.
Katie will ask the questions here.
I will. It is my podcast after all. Okay. We went on a cruise 6 months before this happened, right? Okay. Had not been looking at the cruise pictures, had not been engaging with it at all on my phone. My daughter and I were looking at a picture frame that we had purchased on the cruise. Not even, my phone is just sitting there, whatever. You guys, this is where the conspiracy comes in. So on the picture frame, it lists out all the names of the islands. And so we were talking about which ones we had been to, because it was like all the islands, not all the ones we had gone to, just a bunch. And I said, we should go to Aruba next time we go somewhere. Did not search it. Did not look it up. And I picked up my phone, and what do I have on my phone, Joshua?
Aruba, Jamaica.
Literally.
Ooh, I wanna take it.
Instantly.
Were you listening to the Beach Boys?
No. Conspiracy confirmed.
Would you like me to shed light on this issue?
Oh my gosh, sure, he can.
Okay, here's
Bigfoot's real, and so are aliens, and I'm halfway
I'm actually
there
with you
on
on
government
mermaids.
confirmed the aliens are real. We're
100%.
good.
Halfway there on mermaids too.
I'm with you on all those. That's cool.
All right.
Yeah. So all right. So first of all, if you could buy,
returning to reality.
If you could buy that kind of data, I assure you, I would be purchasing it. The data exchange. Now, am I going to say that the government isn't like listening? I don't know, maybe. But I don't want to disappear, so we're just going to keep it light on that. But anyway, so
Josh had an accident.
Yeah. He got poisoned all of a sudden.
We have alibis.
Yeah.
So with all of this stuff, what you have to realize is the algorithm is not only measuring your cookies and measuring your data and measuring the fact that you went on a cruise 6 months before and measuring, but it's also comparing all of that data to the other like 7.5 billion data points that it's had for the past 25 years.
It knows that people start talking about how they want to go on another vacation 6 months, 2 days, and 5 hours after their last vacation.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's that specific, but you're certainly... It's certainly easy, just like with the law of large numbers, right? Like, so if you have 100 people in a room and they all say, the 100 people say, we prefer Oreos over whatever, right? Like over the generic brand, then you can quantify that and say 99% of consumers prefer Oreos, right? So if you do that times 7.5 billion and times 25 years of data, and then you do it with the level of quantum computing that we have, which can process all of that line of information instantly, it's pretty easy for it to spit out information that's so relevant that people are like, oh my God, it's listening. It's like,
true.
No, man, you're wearing a flannel shirt and you got Romeo's on. We know you want to buy a chainsaw. It's true. Not crazy.
Right.
And so that is what Carter Venture Solutions does, is we take that information and we compile, and we actually build our targets a little more advanced than often other places do. Because the other thing is, just like everything else with with any product. If you go to a car dealership or you hire someone to cut down a tree in your backyard, there are lots of competitors that use essentially basically the same tools, right? So you have a guy that's going to come cut down your trees, going to use a Husqvarna saw blade, right? So does all of the other guys. But the difference is, what is the touch behind it? Who's swinging the hammer, so to speak? And I think that's where Carter Venture Solutions is a little different, because 7.5 years of marketing for me, and then training my staff to look and navigate building campaigns the same way I do, is what really makes us strategically different. Because a lot of the products in the marketplace and the ads and the display and the geofencing, all those things are the same. I mean, really the stuff is the same. It's just who's designing your ads, who's doing your optimization, who's doing your A/B testing, and is that person a bona fide marketing professional or not? That's the real question.
Well, and I will say, because I know better than a lot of people that marketing is so important. And so many businesses, so many small businesses, people, they want to see instant results. And marketing is such a building, long-term, builds on itself, keep plugging away at it, and then the results really do show up. And like you said, it's so much about knowing your audience and speaking to your audience. And as someone who's had a lot of experience in that, that's really what you're bringing to the table, is making sure you're helping people find their audience, speak to their audience, and help them have their audience see the value in what they do.
Yeah, and coach them through those moments of panic where they get their bill and man, it's like, one of the metaphors I use a lot with clients when we're talking about branding is, I actually, to split off from that for a second, I believe there's really two actual main types of marketing. There's branding marketing and conversion marketing. Those are really the two primary branches of marketing, and everything else outside of that are sub-branches of those. So with branding, it's kind of like, this is an old metaphor, but
an oldie but a goodie.
An oldie but a goodie. It's like throwing a rock in a pond, right? So the more time and energy you've spent developing your rock or your brand, the larger splash you're going to get out of that campaign activity, right? And conversion campaigns are literally just converting someone from whatever, like, I don't know who you are, I don't know what your product is, to I know who you are and I want to buy your product. And so the more time you spend developing your rock, it may seem like sometimes a waste of time, like more branding. Sponsoring a little league team is not going to generate conversions, but it's super valuable because you're putting your brand in the mind of a consumer in a controlled way. And so those are the kind of two campaigns that our agency typically does. And then inside of those types of campaigns, there's like probably close to 300 different strategies that we've used and we're familiar with that we can execute for whoever. And then coaching you through it and explaining how it works to that person so they know what they're getting into is just as important.
Well, and I think it's important too, because kind of like what you said earlier, where you helped someone realize they needed a smaller trash can. Sometimes when it's your business, when it's your life, you're living it day in, day out, you're so close to everything that you can't see the big picture. You're stuck in what you've been trying or what you've been doing, and your mind is not even open to outside things because you're just in that trudge, because being a business owner can be a slog.
Absolutely.
So having someone from an outside perspective, see the bigger picture and being able to tell you, like, hey, there's just a few tweaks that we need to make to like get this running so much better.
It's like having a professional organizer or a professional designer come into your home and be like, if you changed these 3 simple things, you would get out the door with your 3-year-old 5 times faster than you currently are, which we all know is
that's a huge value add.
That's a huge value add if I can get my 3-year-old out the door on time. So just having those little bits of outside perspective can really help.
So, okay, Josh, who is your favorite client? Do you like brand new businesses or established? Like, what's kind of, your favorite?
They all provide, it's hard. It's like picking your favorite kid. Like, they're all fun because...
Is your favorite Noah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they all provide their own fun little process, and that's the thing about it for us is like I only hire people that are interested in the process and not the outcome, because process-based people are finding joy every day, and we're trying to coach towards that. And so my favorite clients are ones that see and have an understanding of the value of marketing and how it fits, but also people that are willing to take kind of coaching or advice from an outside source. It's like over the course of my career so far, I've worked with probably 200 businesses that that came in to buy one product and ended up realizing like, oh, hey, you can help me with this other thing. I mean, during COVID even, there were restaurants that I was setting up automated or online ordering systems for just on the fly for free, because at the end of the day, we're all aligned in the same goal. Like our agency and our clients are aligned and making them more successful. So whatever we need to do to get there is kind of the thing. So it's kind of the difference between going to a doctor that was just going to treat your knee, or a doctor that's going to also tell you to change your shoes and put new insoles and like stand up straight. Like it's a holistic. I hate this word, but it is a holistic kind of experience, right?
Holistic's a fun word.
I know it's.
I love that word.
It's a buzzword.
Yeah,
it's a little buzzy.
But to answer your question, the clients that I like the most are those people like that are coachable and they're willing to set their sights on something crazy. Like, hey, we want to grow our 2-person spa to a 10-person spa. It's like, okay, it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. There is no cheat code for hard work. There is not. And if you're coming to a marketing agency as a cheat code for hard work, then you're going to find out really quickly from us, very nicely, that there is not. Because if there was, then everybody would use it, right?
Right, because you can give them everything, but if they're not going to follow through with the activities or the calendar, updating their calendar on their website, all those things, then it's really going to eventually fall flat anyway.
Yeah, like a blacksmith can make you a sharp sword, but if you're not willing to swing it, then what's the point, right? So
just killing it with the analogies.
Thanks.
You know me, I love an analogy.
Well, if you're born in the Midwest, they just kind of are baked into you.
Maybe that's what it is, because my family's from Iowa.
Ah, there you go.
So
that's what it is.
I'm born from those Midwestern stock. Okay, let's see. We've just got you for a few more minutes. If someone wanted to use your services, if a business wanted to use your services, what is the best way to reach out? How do they get a hold of you, and how would they go about that?
Great question, Katie. The answer is simple. CarterVentureSolutions.com is our website. There's a bunch of contact forms there. You can see a partial list of the companies that we worked with in the past. You can also, right now, we're doing a special. It's a free marketing plan special. So you can actually go to CarterVentureSolutions.com/free plan, and you can sign up on our contact form, and we'll reach out and we'll just give you the two. We'll say, hey, this is the path that you need to run. And then if you decide you want to run it, then we're going to be your marathon team. Like, we're there to help you through the way, and we're going to get everything done so that so you can be the most successful. So the free plan costs absolutely $0.
It's free.
It's free. There is no whatever. And I'm a big guy in transparency. So you're like, Josh, why would you do something for free? That's crazy. Because the angle for us is we believe that once you see the quality of our presentation on the marketing plan, that you'll feel compelled to go, oh, actually, this does make sense because it's so well thought out. And that's typically our experiences once someone comes in the door and has time to sit with us and sees our strategies and how Carter Venture Solutions navigates the world, and they go, oh, okay, this is approachable now. This makes sense. And so it's one of those things, like, if you come in and you get our marketing plan, you go, this is great, I'll do it on my own, go get them. We're happy for you. And when you're super successful, we're even happier for you. Just invite us to your cocktail party. That's all we really want.
There you go. Invite us when you're hosting business after.
Yeah, give us, send us a Christmas card. I mean, that's all we really want.
So last question that we like to ask our guests is, what is your hidden gem in Cowlitz County? Like, what's something in Cowlitz County that you think more people need to get connected with?
I'm not going to say downtown, surprisingly, because
the last 3 people said downtown?
No, because downtown is not a hidden gem. It's a very visible gem.
It is very visible.
And if you're subscribed or locked into downtown at all, then it's pretty in your face, in a good way. I think the hidden gem actually is Lake Sacagawea. My house is I live on the lake there. I live like a few houses in, and so I walk the lake a lot. And what you may not realize is the lake has, like, I don't know, Jen Wills will probably like correct me at some point, but like over 150 or something species of trees. And you know, there's been some science done that says spending time in any season outside with nature, even talking, this is crazy, but talking to trees or being outside and like being present with nature is like actually like very good for your mental state. So in a world where we have all of these devices and all of these things and all these marketers coming after us for our attention.
Our phones are listening to
your phone.
Like my phone has rang 3 times since I've been here. Like, all of these things competing. Isn't it good for us to take any little strategic advantage that has been grown out of the ground for us to make ourselves better? And so I think the lake, if you are driving by the lake, that's super. But what's better is start down on Washington Way and walk all the way around to Ocean Beach, all the way back to Washington Way, and stop and see all the Japanese trees and just like spend time with it. I think that's the hidden gem of Longview.
And it is very neat because a lot of the trees have plaques to tell you what they are.
Yes, they do.
So you don't even have to guess.
Yes.
And Google Lens,
and
man.
also, you
Google
can
Lens.
do the lunar walk that's out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
And those are scaled down to actual size that they are in the universe. So,
although is Pluto still a planet? Like, can we? Didn't it get demoted because it didn't
We're
have?
all old, so I think to the three of us, Pluto is definitely a
Pluto's
planet.
I think Pluto is definitely a
Shout
planet
out to Roy
me.
Golick from Sons of Galileo.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
He does
Katie has no idea.
he does the annual like Galileo
He
planet
hosts
walk thing.
he hosts the planet walk.
Oh, shout out to Roy.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much. And
Yes.
check out Lake Sacagawea. Make sure you follow along with Josh's process as he builds out Carter Venture Solutions. And I mean, you know, if you ever have any questions about how you can get involved, if you want to get connected, feel free to reach out to any of us because we would love to help you make your name and make your mark in Cowlitz County. With that, I am Katie Keaton.
And I'm LaDonna Stacy.
And we will see you next time.